Artigo here. Hey, Nick Artigo here. I'm going to talk about rhythmic breathing while running. So I first discovered this rhythmic breathing while running a little bit after I started practicing yoga, and I was going for a run, and I started noticing that I was so much more tuned into my breathing, and I started to notice that a pattern arose. So many steps per inhale, so many steps per exhale, and it was pretty consistent, and it would maybe change as my speed went up, but I wasn't really trying to change the pattern back then. And then I started noticing that there was more force output from my leg when I coordinated that step with an exhale. So I noticed that I was always coordinating the same leg with an exhale, like I had a dominant side. So I started experimenting with coordinating my breathing with the running steps such that every other step that corresponded with that exhale was from the opposite leg. And I recently read about this, and I didn't even know this was even a technique with a name, but Bud Coates in his book Running on Air calls this rhythmic breathing. So it's kind of something like this. As I'm stepping, I'm noticing my breathing, and it looks something like in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4. That's one possible pattern. And if you ensure that your number of steps always has an odd number of steps per breath is always odd, you're going to ensure that you're alternating your step that corresponds with your exhale, the power step, the step where you push harder into the ground and you get more ground impact force. You're going to ensure that that step corresponds with an exhale and it alternates legs. So you're not always getting your hardest push from the same leg, from the dominant leg, so to speak. And what that does is that evens out the forces on your body and helps to prevent injuries. So the way that Coates describes it in the book is something along the lines of 3 steps per inhale, 2 steps per exhale. To me, that's a little bit fast, a little bit too fast for a slower running pace. So what I end up doing is 5 steps on the inhale, 4 steps on the exhale, and I go up from there depending on the speed. But my slowest speed tends to be 5 steps on the inhale, 4 steps on the exhale. You could also go to 4 steps on the inhale and 3 steps on the exhale. It all depends, it's all up to you, but basically figure out where you find the best momentum, the best pattern, and you don't feel like you need to breathe too much more. You may have to shift your pattern as your speed goes up. Eventually, you can use the breathing pattern and how your body wants to breathe at a given speed as a way to modulate your intensity. I know that if I'm breathing at a 5-step inhale and a 4-step exhale, my intensity is pretty moderate to low. My heart rate won't be typically over 150 unless it's really hot. You'll learn how to play with that. But the way that I recommend trying it is just getting out there and playing with it. And a good way to start is the way that Coach recommends in his book of 3 steps on the inhale and 2 steps on the exhale. So it would be something like in, 2, 3, out, 2. 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 You don't want to be saying that to yourself, but that's just the way your breathing pattern is going. I prefer a 5-step inhale and a 4-step exhale to start with. Start while you're walking. If you start while you're walking, you'll be able to implement this more readily when you begin to run. So the pattern that I prefer is 5, and then I'll increase the breathing speed as my running speed increases. But my step cadence stays around 180 steps per minute. So it's something like this. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4. So, give that a try. If you've got any benefit from this video, do me a favor and leave a comment below, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, whatever venue you may be watching this video on. If you'd like to sign up for the Run Better Now VIP Club, you get instant access to tons of content that's not available on the blog, not available on the regular YouTube channel. Then click the link associated with this video. You'll have a chance to do that. Thank you.